Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is another video. Today's video we've not done in a long time. Today is the appreciation binder update video. So over the last several months I've got a stack of cards ready for the appreciation binder because we have been going quite hard on Destined Rivals and trying to complete that set as best we can. There is an update coming for that really soon, so please stay tuned if that's what you're interested in. But today I thought we'd just take a break, use all the cards we've collected over the last several months and update our appreciation binders. We've got lots of different cards coming in, so we've got our two appreciation binders specifically. We've got Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, and we're literally just going to go through them and update them and see what cool cards I've managed to pick up. So yes, let's get straight into it. Alright then, so here we are in our first binder. So we've got this beautiful stack of cards that we're going to start putting into our binder. So we don't have anything for the Bulbasaur page, but we are going to go over to our next page. I am trying a new camera angle, so please forgive me if my head keeps dropping in and out. So we've got nothing for the Ivysaur Venusaur page, nothing for Charmander, Charmeleon, or Charizard, but we do actually have two Squirtles. We have two. We have this beautiful Squirtle down here. So let's squeeze that one. I think down here in the bottom left would be our most appropriate one. And then we've got another gorgeous Squirtle as well, which we're going to put, I think I'm going to pop that just over here. Just going to pop that over here. This is where I'm going to struggle to actually get the things in the pockets, but we will get there, we will get there. I may have to adjust this camera angle, but we'll see what we can do. So there's our two Squirtles. We're going to move on. We've actually got a Wartortle to add as well. So let's get him in there. There's a gorgeous Wartortle. We don't see many Wartortles, so it's nice to see that one. I think I know what my centerpiece is going to be at some point, but we'll have to just wait and see if that can be achieved. We've got nothing for our Blastoise page, but we do have something for our Pikachu page. I was very excited to actually pick this up. This is a promo Pikachu EX from the Radiant collection. It just looks really, really cool. Pikachu in a really cool art there with Jolteon and Electabuzz in the back. So we're going to put this on our center row. I think we're going to put it just over here. This looks like the perfect spot to place this one in. I like that. I like that cool looking Pikachu there. So yeah, happy with that Pikachu. That is filling up nicely, that double page spread. One of my favourite arts on the page now, I must admit. Then we don't have anything for Psyduck and Kadabra. There was some Psyduck cards I was eyeing up, but I've chosen not to for now. But maybe one day we can. However, we do have an Alakazam. We got awesome Alakazam V. So I think that's going to be our centerpiece. That's going to be our crown jewel on this page. So let's get that one in there nicely. Then we've also got a second Alakazam. We've got another Alakazam V as well. I quite like the art. It looks very psychic and menacing. So we're going to get that one on this side as well. So Alakazam is actually starting to have some cards in, which is brilliant. Now, we're going to move on to the page, the Pokemon next door. It's Gengar, and it's not a normal Gengar we're putting in. I don't know what this is from, this kind of set, but I thought, ooh, you know, am I breaking my rules by not going for, you know, an official Pokemon card? But actually, no, I think this is really cool. This is just appreciation page of art. It doesn't have to be Pokemon specifically printed cards. But this is a very cool Gengar, so we're going to pop him at the bottom just here. And he slips in quite nicely, actually. Now, that is a very thick card, but I think that's very cool. I'm quite impressed with that. That's really cool. Excellent. So we've got three editions on these two pages, which I'm really happy about. Now, this one has been a long time coming. We've finally managed to get a fossil Hitmonlee, holo Hitmonlee. So I'm really pleased with that. Not the greatest condition in the world, but a gorgeous, stunning holo that, just like the Hitmonchan, has to go in the center. Because I don't actually think there's art rares for Hitmonchan or Hitmonlee yet. I could be wrong. Maybe one day in the future we will get those. But as of right now, not quite. But really happy to finally get the two holos in the center for those two Pokemon. We're going to move on to our next page. We actually don't have anything Mr. Mime or Tauros, sadly, this time. There's always time to get more at one point. Lapras. We don't have any Lapras cards, sadly, this time. There was the rainbow bordered one that I was really tempted to, but chose against it. However, we do have some Eevee, and it's a special card. It's a tag team card. Now, this really tore me because I didn't know to put this on the Eevee or Snorlax page. But ultimately, I've decided to put it on the Eevee page because the Snorlax page already has a tag team with Eevee on it. So it only seemed fitting. So we're going to pop this one right here in the center. which I will get the correct way around at some point. There we go. So that is a gorgeous Snorlax Eevee tag team. Liking the way this page is turning out so far. Moving on to our next page, we do actually have an evolution this time. We actually have the Vaporeon from Evolving Skies. I think this is an absolutely wonderful card. So this one is going to go right here on the left hand side. Excellent. Vaporeon is filling out nicely. Then we don't have a Jolteon this time. I am looking at the Flareon from Radiant Collection because I think that's a very cute card and it could be a cool centerpiece. But nevertheless, we may come back to that at a future date. We do, however, have a Gyarados. We have this amazing Dark Gyarados. Was tempted to put this on my Team Rocket's return page, or, you know, kind of mimic the Shadow and Evil Team's Pokemons. But actually, no, this is going on the Gyarados page. So we have a perfect slot for him right here. There we go. Well, I say Team Rockets, it's the Dark Gyarados. So maybe I could try and find the original at some point. But actually, the Gyarados page is done, and I'm very, very happy how it actually looks. So Gyarados is done. Unless we maybe find the original Dark Gyarados, then maybe we may do a sort of swap and a chop and a change. Anyway, moving on. It's our double page of Snorlax. We do actually have an edition here. There's not much left, and one of my dream cards of all time will be the Rocket Snorlax. But today, we got ourselves a Snorlax EX. Snorlax EX, which only really has one slot it can go into. Still going to try and chase the Pulverizing Pancake Snorlax at some point when I can find it. But right now, this EX can go right here. See, this is the Tag Team Eevee I was talking about earlier. So this page already has an appreciation with a Tag Team with Eevee on it. So that's why we've put it in the Eevee slot. But yeah, we have one slot left at the moment. Unless we do some upgrades, we have just one slot left for Snorlax. And I'd love to be able to one day get my hands on a Rocket Return Snorlax. I think that would be absolutely class. But actually, I forgot, we actually have another Snorlax. So we have the EX, but we also have a unique card. We have the Delta species Snorlax, which is grass energy, which is, I really like the Delta species card. What a really cool gimmick, giving Pokemon different typings. So actually, to be honest with you, Snorlax page is actually done. It is actually completed. There is no more slots we have on the Snorlax page unless we start doing upgrades, and it's going to take some wow amazing cards to make me want to change that, because that is a really nice double page spread, all complete. I love that. Some vintage, some retro, some newer cards. I just love that. So Snorlax is complete, happy days. And then we're going to go on to another favourite of mine. It's not the birds. I mean, the birds are pretty much filled up anyway. It would take a really amazing card to change that. So we're not going to do any more to change the birds. Moltres, I know, is a slot there. I'm still working on a trio page, so we'll come at one point, but actually a page that hasn't had any love for a long time is our Dragonite double page spread. And although it's just a basic card, it is quite a lovely, gorgeous. I like seeing Dragonite in the clouds. I just think that's the perfect representation of Dragonite. So on this occasion, I feel I want to slip this Dragonite just here between the two other, the Dragonite McDonald's promo and the Dragonite from 151, I believe. So that is very, very cool. There will be some more Dragonite cards in the future, hopefully, especially with the new Mega Evolution. I'm a fan, I'll be honest with you. I actually like the new Dragonite Mega Evolution. People think it looks dopey with the wings like Dumbo, but actually I think it's really cool. So I am a big fan. So hopefully there's a card that represents the new Mega Evolution of Dragonite, and hopefully we can get that in this binder as well. But actually, it's another one of these not quite official Pokemon cards, but actually this Dragonite is a really thick card. It looks ferocious. It does look ferocious. So we're going to actually add this as well into our binder. I'm actually going to pop this one just here for now. I think this would be a good slot for it, personally. But yeah, that concludes our first binder, appreciation binder, all updated. And stay around for the second binder because there's even more incredible cards. But really, really happy with my Gen 1 appreciation binder. We have managed to put some beautiful treasures in addition into it. But now we're going to go to our next one. Here we are with our second binder. It's our Gen 2-3 appreciation binder. And we have all these gorgeous cards that we're going to pop in. So we don't have anything for the grass starter line. We had no Meganiums, no Bayleafs, no Chikoritas. But we do move on. We don't have anything Torchic or the Quilava or the Typhlosion. But what we do have is a pretty cool Croconaw card. So Croconaw being a middle evolution. probably the oldest Crocodile card I've managed to find so far. So that's going to just sit nicely here in our binder. Just going to pop it just there. There we are. So like I said, I'm not doing full appreciation pages of these cards. I'm just doing more at a page for their evolution, if that makes sense. So I'll try and find my top 3 for Alligator, top 3 Typhlosion, top 3 Crocodile, etc, etc. But nice, it's good to get an addition in there. But one day we'll have to try and find Quilava to fill that gap, and obviously a Meganium. So next we're going to move on. We actually do have something that's going on this double page. Every time I mention this, Pokemon Coliseum favourite game, starters, Espeon and Umbreon are your partners. And yeah, we're actually going to fill up the Umbreon side today, because we have found this awesome Umbreon EX card. Obviously this is getting quite a lot of play in Pokemon Pocket at the moment, but I just think the art's really cool. So the Umbreon EX, I generally feel it has to go, bless me, at the top there. It has to go in this top section, just over here, just above the Moonbreon. I know most people are like, why are you not top loading, why are you not grading your Moonbreon EX? Because I don't like graded cards. I like to see them in binders, and I like to appreciate them, and that's exactly what this is. So Umbreon's got a nice new addition there, really happy with that. I've got ideas what I want to do with this page. So we have an Espeon version and Umbreon version coinciding with each other, but really happy to pick up that Umbreon EX, which is really cool. Then we're going to move on. We've got nothing for Girafarig or the Steelix. However, we do have a new addition for this page, the Heracross page. We've actually found an old Heracross art here, which I really like. So as it's one of the oldest, I kind of put the vintage and the oldest stuff on the top row. So that is exactly where it's going to go, which is nice. So now we've got a contrast, which that had a fighting energy, whereas the one we already had is a grass energy. For this bug type Pokemon, really like Heracross, think it's underrated, really do like Heracross. So we have a vintage or older card, I should say, in that page now, which I'm really pleased with. So we're moving on to our next page. I know some beautiful Heracross cards that I do have my eye on, but just gotta wait for the prices to come down, just gotta wait. Next, we actually have two additions to our Skarmory page. We have another quite old Skarmory with the lightning behind it. I think that's really, really cool. So we have another Skarmory, which I feel is going to just go this top corner down here. There we are. Excellent. And then actually, I always love doing this. I found something on my wish list. I found my grail. This is my treasure. This is the card I wanted to put as my centerpiece, the treasure, in the center. If you hear that jingle in the background, that is our cat. She's come to say hello. There we go. So this, I love this art. I love how metallic. The artist has done a really good job making the metal just shine. So what a beautiful art. That is going to be our crown jewel and our centerpiece for our Skarmory page. So let's get that one just in here. Nice. I don't know what other Skarmory cards there are out there, but I'm looking forward to just picking any up that would fill that page that I like. So really, really happy to get the crown jewel, something off my wish list that's been there for a while. And then we don't have anything for Donphan. I need to try and find some things for Donphan. He is often forgot about Pokemon. But we do have a Hitmontop. We do indeed have a Hitmontop. We have this cool Hitmontop, which we like. Like I said, I don't care how rare a card is. If it's a common and it just has a cool artwork, I'm going to pick it up. And this is kind of one of those cases. So we have an awesome Hitmontop. I think we're going to pop him in here for now. I know we say we put vintage cards more to the top, but it feels right just to put in that slot over there. We do actually have probably the best card I could probably find for a Larvitar. We actually have this art rare Larvitar. There is a old card with this kind of art where the Larvitar is inside the mound of mud or dirt, whatever. But this is beautiful. So again, not making a Typhlosion appreciation page, doing the evolution line instead, which I like. So it only seems fitting that our Larvitar would go in this slot over here. Once I find the way to open it, there it is. So we're getting our Larvitar over here. Nice. Now just got to find a Pupitar and Typhlosion to go along with that line, and that page will look absolutely awesome. But that's not it, because we do have one final Gen 2 card. One final Gen... Can you guess what it is? It's none of the Legendary Beasts. Even though it would be really hard to fill those slots, to be completely honest with you. Is it Ho-Oh or is it Lugia? It is actually this Lugia EX. and it has the final slot just in the bottom right corner there. We have a Lugia EX, obviously the Pokemon Pocket, Wisdom of the Sea and Sky. Have managed to find the immersive Lugia about 3 times now, would you believe? But no Ho-Oh yet, so maybe sooner or later we will find that Ho-Oh immersive with the art waiting soon, which is such a strange thing that's happening right now in Pokemon Pocket. But again, I'll save that for a video in the future. So that concludes Gen 2. We are going to be moving on to Gen 3. So definitely celebrate nothing on Trico Evolution Line page. However, we finally start a new page. We are starting our Mudkip side. So obviously Torchic, Combustion and Blaziken have got some love, but Mudkip to Swampert just doesn't have anything yet. So we have this very upset Mudkip to kind of represent that. So I'm going to pop this one in the top left here. So the page has begun. The page has begun, and one day we will fill that page with really cool art and really cool cards. Moving on, we don't have anything for Buchiana or Mightyana. Nothing new for Slacking as it stands at the moment. Do love that card in the middle. Love that centerpiece. We do, however, have something for our Welmer page. One we haven't had. Like there's not a lot of Welmer cards out there, but we've managed to find this one. So really happy. We're going to pop this Welmer just down here. I want to say there is probably a Welmer full art or Welmer art rare out there possibly, but it escapes me at the moment. But maybe one day we will find something, but I can't help but love that Wailord. I love the Wailord page. That is my holy grail Pokemon Go, sorry. And I just love it. I love that page. Moving on. We don't have anything for Absol this time, sadly. We don't have anything for Metagross. So many cool Metagross cards out there. So many. We do actually have something for our Reggie's page, which doesn't really have an order at the minute. I'm just kind of putting any cool Reggie Pokemon that I find. So actually this time we have Regice, classic Regice, just there. So we're just going to slip it just here. We've got the Reggie Rock from Destined Rivals because we pulled 2 of those, so it only seemed appropriate that one would go in a personal collection in the appreciation binder. But that is not all. We are not done. We do have 3 cards remaining. So obviously, you know, Gen 3's Pokedex is obviously going to be coming towards the legendaries and pseudos now. We do have one card from this double page, and it's actually the Kyogre. We've got Team Aqua's Kyogre. Really cool card. I like the 3D looking art. So yeah, we have a Team Aqua's Kyogre. And I feel that this one is just going to hit the right hand side. Maybe one day we'll get the Team Magma's Groudon and it can obviously clash. You know, that'd be a nice way to present a double page. But really happy we have Kyogre because we don't seem to tend to find Kyogres very often, especially older cards such as that. So chuffed to bits to be able to actually get one in the appreciation binder. But that's not all, because we do have one final card for Gen 3. We have ourselves a Latias EX. We have a Latias EX, very playable card I'm told, by my Professor of Pokemon Ryan. So Latias is actually filling up quite well, you know. It's sadly Latios that doesn't seem to be getting much cards at the moment, but maybe one day we'll find some more. But for right now, this EX can just sit nicely up here. I will probably do another change. The only reason I'm doing those 2 together because it makes sense with the art that connects, and also these 2, the art connects from V-Star Universe. So I was happy just to put 2 and 2 together, but I will need to do a bit of chopping and changing at some point. But that's not all, because it's not just 1, 2 and 3 that I love. There are Pokemon from different generations. So I've actually got a few pages for different Pokemon that I love. And one that's been really good at the moment, especially on Pokemon Pocket, I've got a new affinity to, is Sylveon at the moment. So this is a cool, a very cheap Sylveon V card, but I just think the art's really cool and it's very representative of Pokemon Pocket and the decks I'm playing with that at the moment. So yeah, each EV does have its own appreciations page, especially 2025 being the year of EVs. So Leafeon and Glaceon have something, but Sylveon didn't really have anything. So this is the best Sylveon card I've got. So therefore it's going to sit nicely in the middle of the page as a crown jewel for now. Maybe we'll find some more in the future. But yes, that concludes our appreciation binder update. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment any things that you like, anything you picked up recently. Any grails that you're going after currently. There will be a Destined Rivals update at some point, just not yet. But thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.